Welcome, our virtual water cooler friends, to Into the Filmverse. What is Into the Filmverse, you ask? Well, that's a great question. Into the Filmverse is a movie fan podcast where we focus on all things cinema, whether it be movie news or breaking new movies that have come out, or, various content that we just watch ourselves throughout the week. I'm joined here by my friend
Bryce Payne,
and I am Mytchel Chandler. And this week, on our 23rd episode, we are discussing, of course, the breaking film news, the new release of Tom and Jerry, Billie Eilish's new documentary that I watched. Bryce didn't. Eddie Murphy's Coming to America, the first one. I know the second one had come out by the time this episode comes out, and which we will review next week. And various content we watched throughout the week. If you want to join us, if you want to see our reviews for the films we talk about today or get our thoughts on other movies, be sure to join us on Letterboxd, the social network for film lovers. You can find me, Mytchel Chandler, at Mitch Reviews.
Oh, well, you didn't really lead off to me. All right. You can find me, Bryce Payne, at Payne Reviews, Payne Reviews.
As you can see, I'm a little rusty today. But before we dive into our weekly movie watches, we're going to go off the top with some recent movie news. And as we usually do, Disney Plus, I have a Wandavison, and we're going to talk about Wandavison Episode 8, spoilers, review. So if you don't want to know any spoilers, for 5 minutes, we're going to talk about that starting now. Jesus Christ. Okay.
What did you think about this episode that led nothing to the plot but a lot of backstory?
Okay, yeah, it led nothing to furthering the plot, I would say.
Except the name drop Scarlet Witch and Agatha, basically.
That was dope. I like that they actually called her Scarlet Witch. I was like, they've never done that before.
It's because they didn't have the rights, but now they do.
That's exciting. Actually, I really love this episode. This is probably one of my favorite episodes of the season because it created so much backstory for Wanda that we haven't had before, and it made me like her character so much more.
It confirmed that she had, I'm going to say mutant powers. I know it's not confirmed mutants, but she had powers before the Mind Stone.
I think you're on the right track. I do think, my theory is that they're going to confirm that she's a mutant in the next episode. I don't know if they will, but that's my theory. Probably an outlandish theory.
I just like the concept that they basically have been leading us on, saying the Mind Stone gave her the powers. Nope. Surprise, bitch.
See, that's the thing. In the beginning of the episode when she was reaching her hand up to the bomb, and she said to use some probability hex. Well, she never actually showed her using her powers. So she thinks she's theorizing that she used her powers so they didn't blow up there, but we don't actually know that. I also like that it was Stark Industries. That was a pretty cool thing.
You mentioned that in Age of Ultron.
That it was Stark Industries?
Yeah, like Pietro says, we spent 2 days staring at a Stark bomb, or a bomb with Stark's name on the side of it.
I forgot that completely. Honestly, I forgot that was even a thing.
That's why they were so mean to Stark.
I mean, honestly, everything comes down to Stark in this whole
everything in the universe is Stark's fault. Everything that's fucking happened has been Tony Stark's fault.
Every fucking thing. So I think the next episode we'll see. I mean, okay, so we have White Vision, obviously, which was pretty dope.
I'm excited to see Ultron take it over and fight Wanda, and then Vision to get the body back and die.
That would be interesting. Okay, so my theory is that Doctor Strange is going to show up. I think.
Well, of course, it's got to lead in Doctor Strange too somehow.
Yeah, and I think that Agatha is not actually a villain. She's actually going to be helping Wanda to try and control her magic.
I don't know, man. I think after this, she might be a little jealous. She's like, you get to be the Scarlet Witch? Fuck you.
Fuck you. No, you know why? It's because she reminds me. Oh, there's certain. Man, I'm trying to think. Actually, there's a show called Prison Break. I don't know. You probably haven't seen it, but there's this character in it where he just goes to whoever's in power, kind of like a rat does, or not necessarily a rat, but They just go to whoever is in power and suck up to them, and that seems a lot to me like Agatha. She just goes to people who are in power, and she wants to feed off. Basically, I don't want to say feed off them, but she wants to be around them so she can absorb their magic.
The only thing I have wrong with people's theories, I don't think Vision's making it out of.
Oh, no, me neither. I hope he doesn't actually.
People have brought up that in the Memoriam video in Spider-Man Far From Home, which takes place 8 months.
Yeah. After
Endgame, Vision's in the Memoriam.
This
takes place weeks.
There's two things with that. One, my one thing on that I would say is that movie was made before, and I know usually they're pretty good about making sure everything's connected.
So you never know. It's sort
exactly.
Of what is it? Spider-Man: Homecoming taking place.
Oh yeah, and then it didn't make sense with the timeline. We started thinking about it.
It's it's not in line with everything because it took place in 2017, even though it was supposed to be 2016.
Like, just forget about it.
Just right after Civil War, and everyone was like,
"Do you think her kids are gonna make it out of this?"
I can see them using it because they're making a lot of young Avengers into the shows, like Ms. Marvel, Katie Bishop, America Chavez. I think that's the one they
Miss
created.
Marvel too.
That's what I said. Miss Marvel.
Oh,
but
where am
all the young Avengers are coming, so I can see Wiccan and Speed making it out.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely
especially
make
with them in the comics, like Wiccan's gay and Speed's.
So clearly, last week we talked about the theory that Pietro is still actually X-Men, but they clearly tried making it out to be that he was a fake Pietro. Remember,
why the fuck would they use Evan Peters if he's not actually X-Men? I fucking call bullshit.
Yeah, man, but then she comes up, he's like, Snooper's gonna snoop, and then like that hasn't been touched on yet. So I'm like, I don't know, is he actually a character or not? And I'm still confused.
Well, she says that she had to make fake Pietro, so maybe she it's fake Pietro, but it's still Peter.
I'll be interested to find out if
they don't touch on that tomorrow. I'm gonna be. Or, is it tomorrow? No, Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
I'm gonna be pissed.
This week's weird. Yeah, me too, honestly. But I don't know, man. But anyways, overall, the episode was pretty good. It was just a lot of backstory with Wanda, but I was glad we could see that and get to know her a little bit more.
Oh yeah, it's much needed backstory.
Very intimate, and it didn't feel like.
Oh my god. When she went to Vision's body and like tried to feel him, and then she was like, "I can't feel you anymore."
Bro.
I was like, "Fuck."
Ooh, best line. What is grief? What is grief if not love persevering? I thought that was pretty deep.
It was a good episode. It had some good lines in it. Had some good moments.
Yeah.
Except for the finale.
Well, thank you guys for joining us.
Stop. It does this all the time.
As we talked about WandaVision Episode 8 spoilers. And obviously the finale will have come out at this point if you listen to this episode, but we will talk about that next week. So in some other film news, Tom Holland.
Oh my god. The week we talk about the finale is the 1 week in between Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, we got Falcon and Winter Soldier coming up too. Ooh, rub my hands together. That's like very exciting. Speaking of more Marvel news and I guess Disney, Tom Holland, this is just a weird tidbit, not necessarily crazy news out there, but he was almost Finn in Star Wars.
That would have been weird.
Like he actually was what's the word for interviewing when you're an actor?
Audition?
That's it, audition. He auditioned for Finn in Star Wars. But I guess he kept laughing when one of the people were making robot noises. Like somebody was making like I think it was R2D2 noises or something like that. Like just an actual person standing next to him making R2D2 noises.
That's such a weird thing in audition. Can you imagine? Hey man, we're gonna let you audition for the new Star Wars movie. Oh yeah, man, cool. So what do you want me to do? We're gonna have Joe here. Yeah, he's just gonna sit there and make R2D2 beeps at you the entire time. He's gonna do what? We just want to see if you can handle it.
Yeah, no, he could not, dude. He just kept laughing at the actor making noises, and so he's like, "Yeah, I probably didn't do very well in that one." And obviously, he didn't get it, which is probably for the very well better because that would have been a terrible.
They would have totally made Finn fall in love with Rey.
Oh,
because the only reason they didn't is because John Boyega and Poe were so close together. We thought they were gay.
That just puts a whole new perspective on, the Chaos Walking Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland movie coming out. Like, just imagine that he could be Finn. That'd be a weird dynamic.
Oh, but like, can't you see it? Can't you see them making Finn and her fall in love with this Tom Holland?
No, yeah, no, I can't.
Because like, dude, that you know that the only reason that Poe and Finn didn't end up with her is because their chemistry together was too high. That everyone would call bullshit.
Exactly.
And they still call bullshit on their fake ass love interest they tried to introduce all the damn time.
Oh my god, that was dumb. Yeah, why couldn't they just be together? Finn and Poe. That's all that mattered.
It was 2019. It could have happened.
It should have happened. They failed. So more news. Avatar Studios, so Avatar: The Last Airbender, they created their own like studio.
They got so mad at Netflix trying to fuck shit up that they were like, "Fuck you, we're gonna do our own thing."
Yep, they did. And that's pretty exciting.
I don't even know if they're gonna still come out with the live action show at this point. Like,
I think it's already actually been.
No, because they like. I don't think so, man.
No,
because you would think there would be some kind of thing. And the direct, like, literally, like, I think October of last year is when the creators of Avatar left the live action Netflix show.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah,
like,
no, I'm pretty sure they definitely I think that's still coming out as far as what I know. However, they are making Avatar Studios with the main guys there. So it still is, that's coming, which I think they said the first is an animated movie that's coming.
Yes.
So
I'm excited to see that.
Me too. And then last but not least, we also have the Luca trailer that came out recently.
Oh, it's so cute.
It was so beautiful. I'm super excited.
I almost love the animation in that more than I do Soul, because it's like it's not too realistic, and I like that it's like more cartoony.
What I like about Luca, I mean, compared to Soul, anyways, is that there's no difference in like animation. Because in Soul you had the very realistic, and then you also had the
Very
kind of like
off-putting.
off-putting. Yeah, kind of like the Great Beat before or whatever, which was very like visually interesting, but it just was so like different from the.
It just kind of like
it was a weird
bothered you,
contrast.
yeah. No, Luca looked really cute. I was really happy with that.
Yeah, me too.
I saw it and I was like, "Ooh, they mermaids."
I was kind of like
Ooh.
when the kids were running around at the beginning, I was kind of like, this is kind of lame. But once they
jumped in the water, you're like,
yeah,
"Ooh,
mermaids!
Ooh, what's going on here?"
And then he chopped the fish, and they're like, "Heh, where did you say you were from again?" I don't know.
I love it. I think it looks great.
Well, with that movie news down, we're gonna venture onto some of our weekly movie watches. And Bryce, I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to jump off here and say what you had watched this week. I'll just put you on the spot like that, but I don't know if there's any like films that you had watched that stood out to you.
Nothing that really stood out to me. No.
Well,
the only thing that I watched in theaters, as far as hold up, let me look at Letterboxd. Give me a second. I was like, what have I watched?
Yeah, that's
what have I watched that I liked well enough to talk about it?
I
think people would actually care.
actually care enough about. Hey, I mean, as long as you have a strong opinion on something, definitely. I know you watched Oscar.
Oh, we did. Yeah, I'll talk about that. On Mondays we have a movie night that I host with my wife, and we watched the 2010 Best Picture winner. I'm gonna say 2010 because I think it was in. Because
it sounds right.
Yeah, 2010, and it was The King's Speech. It was alright.
It was alright.
It was okay. I don't know. The story isn't one that I found very gripping.
You know what's weird? I think this is one of the films that I watch a guy on YouTube called Joe Campia, and I'm pretty sure he likes this film like a lot. I can't remember that.
I don't know, man. Like the cast, amazing, really good cast.
Mm-hmm.
How can you not love Colin Firth and fucking Helena Bonham Carter and like fucking what's his name? I'm blanking. He played Barbossa.
Barbossa. Isn't that Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, he played Barbossa.
Mm.
Oh, I'm thinking of something.
I haven't seen
Jeffrey Rush.
Oh, okay.
I was like, all I can think about was George. That's the only thing that came to my head. I had Michael Gambon in it. So like, what? Okay, so this movie follows King and George, who is Queen Elizabeth, alive Queen Elizabeth. It's her dad, and he has a speech impediment. Like he stammers a lot,
right?
Kind of like I do, a little bit worse,
right?
But it's just him trying to get like to where he can speak on a radio.
Okay.
And like, because he's the king, he can't be up there going for the whole fucking speech.
They should have just got him to have somebody else speak for him.
And Jeffrey Rush is the guy helping him. It was really simple. I don't know. I wasn't blown away. I thought the performances were okay. I don't know. I kind of looked at it like an unofficial Harry Potter reunion. Because for some reason, every modern British film has to be like half the cast be Harry Potter alumni.
Harry Potter alumni. I mean, well, when you get good actors, then
dude, it's horrible.
Speaking of,
you had Bellatrix, Dumbledore, and Peter Pettigrew. That's the only ones I saw.
Wow. Well, it's actually speaking of cast members moving on to like in one movie moving on to bigger other movies. I watched Lord of the Rings, and a lot of their people in that film would move on or had moved on to. Like Marvel movies, like a lot of them have. I mean, but like that's because
Orlando Bloom hasn't.
Not yet.
Elijah Wood hasn't.
Not
Who the
yet.
fuck are you talking about? Who the hell's in a Marvel movie?
I don't know. I just had that in the back of my mind that I think a lot of them.
I think you just saw Christopher Lee, Christopher Lee, and then you had.
I know there's some people that went in from a Thor movie.
Dumbledore, Ian McKellen, and you're like Magneto.
I'll do research on it. I'll find out. But I know there's a lot of like. Well, but anyway, so. But I watched The Two Towers and The Return of the King in theaters. Both super awesome.
I'm watching my cat over there.
Yeah, the cat is a spaz.
I can't get up to get him, but I'm just watching him go through all my shit.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, both really good. I mean, I watched it in theater, which is nice. And it was just nice to revisit. I haven't seen these films in forever. So
I know we watched Fellowship of the Ring, and then theater shut down, and we were like, "Fuck!" Because
I know we were going to. Yeah, because I think it was supposed to be the next weekend that it was supposed to open. We watched Fellowship to be able to go do the marathon, and then they shut down. So, but now we're back, and they finally put them back in theaters. So I was able to see that. And it was fun. Very long though, very long.
Yeah, and then after what did you?
I watched it on Saturday and Sunday.
I'm trying to think. What movie did you watch before Billie Eilish?
Two Towers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure you watched Lord of the Rings right before you went to go see the Billie Eilish
I
documentary.
did,
But I was totally blanking on it, so I was like,
But yeah, speaking of Billie Eilish documentary, I watched that. It was pretty good. It was Billie Eilish documentary. That's pretty much it. I mean, it was just about Billie Eilish.
It's 2 hours long though.
2.5 hours long. It was too long.
I feel like for how old is she? Like 19?
21, 22 now.
I feel like for that young of age, you shouldn't be able to have a 2.5 hour documentary about you.
Yeah, man, I definitely should not have been 2.5 hours long. It was just a lot of concert pieces in there. That's why. And they also had like a 30-second intermission in the film. Funny story, actually. So, okay, I go out of the theater, right? We get out of seeing Billie Eilish. I had to use the restroom because I drank like 2 big sodas because it was 2.5 hours. Plus, I had just seen Lord of the Rings, so I had 2 sodas. I go to the bathroom. When I was in the bathroom, social anxiety. So somebody else came in, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay in the stall, waiting for this dude to leave. So the dude leaves after like 5 minutes, and I was like, finally come out, thank God. So I walk out, wash my hands, and I walk out, and he's there with his family, and then it's like me and my sister start walking, but then they're like, they're taking up like almost half the whole hallway, so we couldn't go by, and then they like turned around, started walking out the door, and they're going the same way that I was going. So then I started following them. And then there's this little kid, probably like 10 years old, maybe, and he starts he's the last one behind all his family, and he holds the door for us, me and my sister. And we're like, oh, thanks. But so we start getting like almost up to the door, and then he like sees that his family's walking away from him, and they didn't see that he was holding the door for us, so he drops the door in our face, and I'm like, oh my God. So I go outside, right, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then they start taking there's like a dumpster as soon as you walk out of the theater, because like, this is the back side of the theater. And my car, there's a sidewalk, and you can go around the dumpster to go and walk inside like the parking lot itself. And so they start walking on the sidewalk, so I can walk faster. I go around the dumpster, right? So I can go walk to my car faster. But I go around the dumpster, and their car is parked right on the other side of the dumpster. So they're like right there on my way again. So I'm like, fuck. So I turn around, and then I turn around, go back on the sidewalk, and I was like, I broke. So I just did the Naruto run, like towards my car. And then I like almost fell because I was running too fast. So I stumbled out of my Naruto run.
Where's your sister doing all this? She's just like walking like a normal person.
Yeah, she's walking behind me. She said she thought about running like Naruto like behind me, but then she's like, yeah, that's too much work. Not because she was embarrassed. She's like, that's just too much work. But so then I start running behind, like, because they could see me plain sight. So I start running Naruto run, and then I almost fall over. But then I correct myself. But then I was like, I already look like a dumbass. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna jump into my car. So like I jumped like the videos where like you're jumping into your car. So I did that, and then my car alarm started going off.
Man, you had a whole fucking journey outside your car.
Oh yeah, it was funny. And then I jumped. So then my car alarm going off, and I turned my car on to turn the alarm off. And then as they were leaving, I'm like, fuck it, and I just honked twice. They probably like, what the hell is wrong with that kid?
Little boys in there like, I held the door for them, Mom.
But the whole reason I tell that story isn't just because I'm a weirdo. The reason I tell that story is because that's how I feel after watching the Billie Eilish documentary. You just feel like you just need to be like a weirdo.
I mean, she is kind of weird. That's
my point, though. Is she's just like, if you need to express yourself, just say fuck it. Like that's how it made me feel after watching that movie.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at what I've watched, and I really don't have anything.
You know what we both watched this weekend that's new? You saw it in the theater, which is actually, and I saw it at home, which is actually the opposite of what usually happens.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm going to go to this theater because it's 5 minutes away from my apartment, and you're like, but it's free. And I was like,
I honestly, okay,
theater.
2 things. One, I didn't realize that it was that close to your house. Like, I honestly had no idea. I actually, like, there's no way. And I looked it up, and I was like, what the fuck it actually is.
It's like 5 minutes from my house. Yeah, you just drive down the street, and bam, theater.
The second thing is I didn't realize you guys were already there when you texted me. I thought you said you were, like, planning to, and I was like, no, don't do that. But then you're like, I'm already here. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. Go ahead.
We were, like, sitting there, and, like, we're in the seats, and you're like, but it's free. And I was like, what the fuck does it matter? I didn't care. Like,
no, I didn't realize you guys were already there and, like, doing
Dude, that theater's always packed.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, you've been there. I've only been there the once.
I've been there 4 times now, and it's always packed.
Wow. I mean, it's probably because it's food and
probably, but like Tom and Jerry was full.
That's what we saw, right? By the way, is Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry overall pretty crap movie.
It's a shit movie. Here's the thing. Okay, I'm sitting there watching it. We're in this theater. We're in a theater, and these fucking adults right behind me are laughing at everything.
Are they really?
Like, they are having the most fun in this movie than anybody else.
Fuck you! I want to have a good time.
Every other, like, all the kids were even sitting there, like, they were laughing. I mean, it's a kid movie, right?
Yeah,
like, they're enjoying it, but like, these parents were losing their fucking shit. Like, they had never seen anything funnier in the world. And all I can think about was like, Tom and Jerry has 20 minutes of screen time. Like, how the fuck are you finding this funny?
They had to be drunk or high. Like, there's no other way.
It's so bad.
Like, if you were drunk, maybe it'd be a lot funnier. Okay.
And here's the thing. You would review this before I watched it. Mm-hmm. And I think you gave it like 2.5 stars, 2 stars, something like that. And I was like, man, I really want to like this just because it's in a theater. And I want to be like, maybe you had the theater experience like you always try to do to me.
I do, yeah.
And then I sit there and it starts off and I'm like, all right, 3 stars. 3 stars, send it 3 stars. And then like,
it keeps getting worse.
By the time the piano scene, the very beginning happened, like where he breaks the piano, I was like, oh, this movie's gonna be so bad. Like Tom runs into Kayla on the bike, and then underwear flies in the air, and I was like, oh no, it's gonna be a terrible film.
See, that's how little I remember of this movie. I don't know anything he just said. I don't remember that scene at all.
And then they have so many wasted actors. Like, why the fuck is Michael Payne in this?
film?
Why? Why?
It was so bad. He was just like,
he was the antagonist.
He's
the bad guy.
Yeah, he's exactly. Honestly, no.
So bad.
You know, I was looking so forward to this movie because Tom and Jerry is just a classic. It's fun to watch.
I think I told you when you said you wanted to see it, I said it was bad. I said it was going to be bad. And you were like, it's Tom and Jerry. How can they fuck up Tom and Jerry? Oh, I know how. Give them 20 minutes of screen time in their own fucking movie.
And I had a crush on Chloe Grace Moretz, so I was looking forward to seeing her in a film. And
it was her movie. She's the one that did everything.
Nope.
Tom and Jerry did shit in this entire film.
It's because, okay, I don't think her acting was that bad. I just think everybody else's, like, just the story surrounding it was just so crap that, like, it just was so unbelievable. And it's just like,
oh my god, when apparently according to like a bunch of people on Letterboxd and stuff, all find the rich dude. I don't know if he's like a prince or whatever he is. You know, the rich guy, the douchebag. Yeah, they all find him attractive. And all I can think about is like, he don't have no chin though.
Look at my drone.
He has no chin.
Did you know it just goes straight down to his neck? There's no curves. So when I was watching that movie, his accent reminded me of Topher Grace from Spider-Man 3.
I'm so upset I watched.
And I thought he was Topher Grace, and so I was looking it up, and I was like, why is this? They're both from New York. Like, there's a certain like sector of New York they're both from. I was like, that makes sense.
And then the ending. Oh my god, I won't get into that because that's a spoiler. I don't think you guys should watch it anyway. But just in case. I didn't like the ending. The ending felt cheap. The whole movie felt cheap.
Are you talking about the? I mean,
I didn't like it.
I mean, there really is no end. It's just a lame ending.
It's a stupid fucking movie.
Yeah, not very.
They wasted these characters. They call it Tom and Jerry the movie, but it's Kayla the movie. It has nothing to do with Tom and Jerry. They're just there. They're background characters in their own film.
You know how bad it was? Is when you said it's Kayla the movie. I'm like, who's Kayla? I don't know who that was. I was like, I don't know who you're talking about.
The best scene in the movie is seeing Droopy as fucking Hannibal Lecter. That's it. That's the best scene. And it's a fucking, it's a cameo. He makes a cameo in the pound. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the only scene I was like, that's funny.
I think I chuckled a few times, but it was not
None
that
of it
good.
was like, this is hilarious. It was all like pity chuckles. It was like,
the best parts of the movie were when Tom and Jerry were just doing their stuff.
You 100%.
Yeah, when Tom and Jerry were just doing their stuff. I didn't mind the animation either.
I wish that
that didn't bother me. Like, I actually liked the animation.
I wish they had just animated it and not had live action because there were so many scenes where like normal, like real people were trying to touch them and you could totally tell they weren't touching anything.
I think it'd be cool if they did a live action, like that style, but no actual characters like that. Like it's just live action with them doing their thing.
At least they didn't just like live action Tom and Jerry with like live action Tom and Jerry.
Ugh. Cats. No, thanks.
Like Clifford.
We'll see if that works out. Who knows, man? I'm scared for that movie. That movie scares me.
No, but, I would avoid it. It's not very good. I think I gave it 1.5, and that was even me trying to force myself to like it because I wanted to be like, theater experience, though, Mytchel. Everything's better on the big screen.
It's true. For the most part. But
it's so bad.
Yeah, no, that was not a good film. So don't watch that one. With that,
I gave it 1 star. I didn't even give it a half star more. I just gave it 1. I was like, that's it. That's all it gets.
You get 1 star. We're going to move on to our Filmverse feature. Each week we pick a movie that we want the other person to see. And since coming Number two, America is coming out.
Stupid title.
I know.
Every time I tried to look up Coming to America, all I came up with was a sequel, and I was like, I don't want the fucking sequel. If I want the sequel, I put Coming to America 2, not Coming to America.
Yep, exactly. Did you mean Coming to America? No, I meant Coming to America. But we watched the Eddie Murphy film Coming to America. A lot of fun. Very campy 80s film, but it's so much fun.
So poorly, but yet it's still so funny.
I know. It's just like it's super like. There's not a lot of like.
There's not too many age jokes. Like there's nothing in there like if you had to be there in 1988 to understand this, right? It was like, oh man, this is kind of good.
It's just like there's not like a lot of like belly laughs where you're like doubling over laughing.
You're like, this is the funniest shit ever. It's just like those things where it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of
that's
funny.
Goofy, that's stupid. Like but it's just like a lot. Keeps
I
you
will
smiling.
say that we found out that Eddie Murphy played the Jewish guy in the barbershop.
Yeah, and he also plays like the other guy in the barbershop too.
Yeah, he plays so many characters in
I know.
this.
I didn't even realize it either until like
I was like sitting there looking at the
movie.
cast, and I was like, oh my god, he plays the white guy in the barbershop.
The Jewish guy.
Like, what?
No.
I think they had a video on how he got in the makeup, but I didn't know it was from this movie, so I was just like, yeah, that's this white guy in the barbershop. Wonder why he's there.
Yeah, it was just a super fun film. Though.
Super chill. Don't know how their sequel is gonna work out. I really enjoyed the.
I don't know. The trailer was weird.
I enjoyed the McDonald's references. I thought that was kind of funny. I didn't like the dad though. I thought he was really
weird.
bland.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he has money. We love him. I'm like, oh, get the fuck over yourself, you superficial asshole.
Honestly, that's what it seemed like. Yeah. But overall,
I had a fun
film.
time. It was a good watch.
Yeah, watch it and then watch the sequel, which we'll talk about next week. And it's now actually time for you to announce your Filmverse feature for next week for me to watch, us to watch. I'm scared because I already know that I've been ragging on you for.
I have totally not even thought about it.
That's okay. It looks like you have. I'll give you some time to think about it because I actually want to talk about something else. You like looking at your show.
I'm like, shit.
So actually, some other movie news that's probably not that important, but that I didn't mention. Jeanette Mccurdy quit acting. She officially.
That's not even the big one. Come on.
Okay, no, but but I can't say the other one because I looked it up and I was like, they said there was debunked. Like they sort of said something. Okay, the other one was like Emma Watson said her career was gonna go dormant, and I think some people said that doesn't necessarily mean what you think it means. Like she said she's gonna take a break for now or something like that from acting, but she's not quit acting for good. Like I think that's what she said.
Oh fuck it, I know what I'm gonna pick. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, what are you watching?
We're watching Dogma.
Oh, cool. Okay, sweet.
I'm like, I don't want Kevin Smith to be my most watched director this year, but like, I think you're gonna enjoy Dogma.
I'm like every time he picks a movie, we've been going back and forth on like old movies and stuff like that. So I was just waiting for him to be like, "We're watching this 1937 film, Chase to."
We're watching Birth of a Nation. 1915, 3.5 hour long silent film. Let's go.
You would do that to me too, but yeah,
I wouldn't want to watch that.
Like I got work. You're like I don't care. But yeah, Dogma I'm super excited about. I do want to finish the View Ask Universe.
Yeah, it's a dumb fucking title, isn't it?
Hey, I got it right this time though. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. And is that on Criterion too?
No, only Chasing Amy.
Oh, you're just looking at your Criterion films.
I was like, maybe there's a silent film I could force you to watch, but I don't think I have that many in there.
And by the way, look at that beautiful site.
I know, they got 80 more titles in there thanks to the flash sale.
It's so nice. I mean, you can't see if you're watching on YouTube, you can see them. But if you're listening to a podcast, we have this very nice array of Criterion Collection movies behind us. I don't even know how many you have. It's like almost half the collection.
I have no clue. I saw 53% now.
53% of the Criterion Collection, and there's over 2,000.
1,070 or 1,060.
That's only 500 movies.
Hold on. They're on Spine 1,068.
1,068. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, so Dogma is we're watching next week. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I was just like, man, I should force him to watch something bad, but I was like, I don't want to watch something bad.
Exactly. Well, wow. I think we actually kind of ran through everything we had there today.
Well, it's been a slow week.
It is, but next week will be pretty poppin'. We have Raya and the Last Dragon.
Which I'm actually watching tomorrow when we're recording this. I'm really excited about that.
Exactly.
You can read my review if you follow me on Letterboxd at Payne Reviews, Payne Reviews.
Payne Reviews, exactly. And mine. Wait, well, I mean, I guess you'll see this after the movie's already come out too. But
it's okay. You can find it.
But yeah, but you can find it. Mitch Reviews. Obviously, mine's MYTCH. But that the yeah. So Raya and the Last Dragon, or I think it's Raya actually. But who cares?
I don't know. RAYA. Yeah, whatever you want to say. I think she said it in the trailer. I just didn't pay attention.
Man, what else coming out? Coming to America, obviously Eddie Murphy's second movie, Coming to America.
There's another movie. I forget
Technically, Sponge on the Run comes out, but you've already seen it on
it's
YouTube.
all on November.
Somehow, I still
Jada
confuse
was
me.
like, I want to watch it, so we found it on YouTube, and we were like, all right, we're gonna watch it.
Oh, Chaos Walking, Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing that Saturday that we're recording this.
Yeah, so I'm super exciting. Super exciting. I'm excited about that film. I heard it's terrible, but
I don't care, man.
Daisy
Ridley and Tom Holland.
Tom Holland,
I don't give a
sci-fi.
shit.
I'm good.
Nick Jonas
Let's
is
get
in
there.
it. He's been a pretty good
Oh,
actor.
yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I'll say pretty good because like there's some roles where I'm like, but like
Again,
I've yet to see something where I'm like, God, you suck. I was just like, yeah, you're Jonas' brother. I don't know.
this is gonna bite me in the ass because I said this with Tom and Jerry. But really, how bad can it be? It's Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley. It's sci-fi.
They're
Some
not
cool
going to be the
special
main
effects.
characters now. Watch.
Bro, the movie rewrit itself just because I said that.
Surprise! Nick Jonas is actually the main character. The trailers made it misleading.
This is just Bridges to Terabithia all over again. The marketing. Do you know about that marketing?
No.
You don't? Oh my god! I'll tell you about this because I learned this. It's pretty crazy. So the marketing for Bridget, you've seen Bridges to Terabithia, right?
When I was a kid, yes.
So you know it's about
The girl dies.
dying and exactly it's about the girl dying and the guy with her what is it? What's the word I'm looking for?
Grieves.
Yeah, grieves over her. He's I cannot think of the word I'm looking for. He's deal. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. He's how he had to deal with the loss of a loved one, friend like that. The way that movie was marketed, it was marketed like a fantasy adventure because at the end of the film, right?
Yeah.
When it turns into like the fantasy thing, that's how it was marketed. So all these people brought their kids to the film, and it was about this like death and this really heavy stuff, and they're like, "What the actual fuck was this?"
My
kids are
6-year-old
crying.
kid can't handle death yet. The studio's like, get over it. Fucking love our movie.
that is like one of the biggest scandals in movie marketing history, and I just love that example of just it's crazy to me like how that even works out. They marketed it it's a completely different movie is what it's marketed as.
Cherry's supposed to be coming out this weekend.
Is it this weekend or next weekend?
That was this weekend.
I'm pretty sure it's the weekend. I mean, well, it's this weekend if you're listening to the podcast. But
I don't know. Let's find out. Cherry 2021 comes out. Oh God, this is bad. February 26th.
oh, you know what? Also want to mention
I just grimaced because I saw the Rotten Tomatoes score and I was like, oh fuck.
Is Zack Snyder's Justice League that obviously comes out this month, March 16th, 18th.
That was the 13th. It comes out March 10th something.
I don't know. It's on like a week or two. But I'll be watching. I'm gonna try to watch like Man of Steel, Aquaman, Batman vs Superman at least.
March 18th.
Okay, sweet. In preparation
It's
for
in
it.
4 episodes though.
I thought they said it was gonna come out as one movie. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they said.
I'm pretty sure it's 4 parts.
Yeah, they were saying that at one point, but then Zack Snyder came out. He said he's just gonna put it as a 4-hour film.
Yeah, but
I could be wrong.
I
They could have changed again, or they could have just
release.
But there's been some different opinions on that I've seen.
I'm reading.
Either way, we'll definitely be
It'll
talking about
all be available on the day of release anyway. So even if it was parts, it doesn't fucking matter.
it. True. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Why even have?
Yeah. The cut would be released as a one shot, so it's
That's
just gonna be
crazy,
full
though.
length.
But yeah,
I am not gonna watch that all in one sitting.
I will.
I can't. That's 4 hours, dude. I can barely do a 3-hour movie. How the fuck am I supposed to do a 4-hour Justice League movie? I don't give a fuck about Justice League.
I'll probably watch like 2 hours, pause it, take some lunch or something like that, and come back and watch it.
That's a
again.
lie.
Yeah. No, I mean I can't watch it all at once. Like,
I'm totally not watching Man of Steel again though, because I watched that last year and I'm not doing it. So
I haven't watched it in a minute, so that's probably why
I didn't watch it since 2016. So rewatching it last year was enough. I'm not rewatching
Yeah,
it.
no, that's fine.
Batman
Makes
vs
sense.
Superman. I'm interested to rewatch. I haven't seen that in a few years.
I might watch the special edition because I never watched that one.
I think I own that one.
Because that's the one with the special cut or whatever. So because it has better like footage in it.
Ultimate.
I think so. Yeah, that's right. Because it has the extended footage, over 2 hours of extras.
Ultimate
Oh, no,
Edition. Just tell me runtime.
yeah, extended.
Cool.
It's an extended cut of the film.
Yeah, Ultimate Edition is an extra half hour.
So yeah, I'll
It's
definitely
still a 3-hour long movie.
exactly. But all right. Well, thank you guys for joining us as we talk spoilers for MCU's WandaVision, discuss the most recent movie releases in Tom and Jerry, and as we dive deep into the Filmverse to talk about Lord of the Rings and Eddie Murphy's film Coming to America. New episodes come out every Tuesday, so be sure to follow us and turn on notifications to get updates every time we post. And if you want to keep up with our activities outside the airwaves, you can stalk us on Instagram at Into the Filmverse Podcast. And before I go on, and I forget, I told someone I would give them a shout out. So Auden, Ray, if you're still listening.
What a horrible timing for that to happen.
I'm gonna keep going. We'll just add a thing at the end of this. Auden, if you're listening, thanks for listening, and also Oz's wife. I forgot your name. I apologize, but thank you for listening. And Bryce, if people want to keep up with you and your wonderful adventures, where can they find you?
You can find me on Letterboxd at Paid Reviews, P-A-Y-N-E Reviews, Instagram at Payne Loves Cinema, and Twitter at Sanguine Films.
Where he interacts with me.
I'm totally not recording anymore of that episode. I'm just going to put a thing that says, like, shit fucked up.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally, yeah. No, we're not recording.
I'm like, we're at the end and our recording just stopped, and it's like,
exactly,
yeah, I'm not recording any more of that. If you're listening to this on YouTube, there's just going to be like
apologies,
but you'll still have the audio. It's just going to stop.
Exactly. And you can stay connected with me, Mytchel Chandler, by simply following me on Facebook and Instagram at author Mytchel Chandler, on Twitter at Mytchel Chandler, and on Letterboxd at Mitch Reviews. And remember, Mytchel and Mitch is spelled with a Y, so that's MYTCHEL. And that is all for this week, our fellow cinephiles. And until next time,
Excelsior!